Good morning, everyone. As the sun rises across the United States, millions of Americans are waking up to a day that promises to be anything but ordinary. Weather is always a topic of conversation, but today, it's taking center stage in a dramatic way. Today is Sunday, October 12, 2025, and we're closely monitoring two massive storm systems that are making headlines from coast to coast. These aren't your average weather events. Both storms are packing a punch, and their impacts are being felt across the nation. On the East Coast, a powerful nor'easter is rapidly developing. This system is already bringing fierce winds and heavy rain, and it's expected to intensify throughout the day. For millions living along the Atlantic seaboard, the threat of hurricane-like conditions is very real, with the potential for widespread power outages, dangerous travel, and coastal flooding. Meanwhile, a completely separate storm is sweeping across the west and central United States. This system is unleashing torrential downpours, causing flash flooding in some areas, while higher elevations are seeing the season's first major snowfall. From the Rockies to the plains, communities are bracing for rapidly changing and hazardous conditions. It's rare to witness two storms of this magnitude striking at the same time. This coast-to-coast weather event is putting meteorologists and emergency responders on high alert as they work around the clock to keep people informed and safe. The challenge of forecasting and preparing for such widespread impacts is immense. The nor'easter is drawing its strength from the warm waters of the Atlantic Ocean, fueling its rapid intensification. Out west, the storm is being powered by a surge of Pacific moisture, combined with the unique geography of the Rocky Mountains, which is helping to create heavy snow and intense rainfall. Both storms are expected to deliver a dangerous mix of damaging winds, relentless rain, and, in some places, blizzard conditions. Coastal communities are preparing for flooding and storm surge, while inland areas could see roads closed by snow and fallen trees. The risks are real, and the impacts could be long-lasting. In the face of these threats, preparation is key. We'll break down what you can expect in your area, offer tips on how to stay safe, and share the latest updates from emergency officials and meteorologists. Now is the time to review your emergency plans and make sure you're ready for whatever these storms may bring. Let's begin by taking a closer look at the rapidly intensifying nor'easter on the East Coast. We'll examine its projected path, the areas most at risk, and what residents should do to prepare for the worst of the storm. Then, we'll shift our focus to the west, where a complex and dangerous storm is unfolding. From heavy rain and flooding to early season snow, we'll cover what's happening and what it means for communities across the region. Stay with us as we track these historic storms and help you stay informed and prepared. The Atlantic coast is bracing for a headline-grabbing nor'easter. This storm began as low pressure over South Carolina and is now rapidly intensifying as two systems merge. Impacts will stretch from Florida to southern New England, affecting tens of millions. The storm center will track just offshore, maximizing wind and rain along the coast. Coastal North and South Carolina will be hit hardest, but New Jersey and Long Island are also preparing for major impacts. Its slow movement means prolonged wind, rain, and increased flooding risk. Overnight, the storm will peak near New York and New England, dangerous timing as many sleep. Everyone from the Carolinas to Massachusetts should take this system seriously. Let's break down the nor'easter's threats, starting with wind. This powerful system is already making its presence known along the East Coast, and its impacts are expected to intensify over the next 24 to 48 hours. The combination of strong winds and heavy rain will create hazardous conditions for millions of people from the Carolinas all the way up through New England. Coastal areas in the Carolinas are already seeing gusts up to 70 mph, strong enough to cause damage and power outages. These winds can easily topple trees, snap power lines, and send loose objects flying, posing a serious risk to anyone caught outside. Emergency crews are on high alert, responding to downed lines and scattered debris as the storm intensifies. As the storm moves north, Long Island and southern New England could see gusts up to 75 mph, with isolated spots near 90 mph, hurricane strength. These intense winds threaten to cause widespread power outages, structural damage, and dangerous travel conditions. Residents in these areas should prepare for the possibility of extended outages and hazardous debris on roads. New Jersey will also face damaging winds. Even areas further inland are not immune, as gusts could reach 60 mph or more, enough to bring down branches and cause localized damage. It's important to secure anything that could become airborne and to avoid unnecessary travel during peak wind periods. Alongside the wind, torrential rain is expected, with 3 to 6 inches common in the Carolinas and up to 15 inches in some spots, causing life-threatening flash floods. Rainfall rates could exceed 2 inches per hour at times, quickly overwhelming drainage systems and turning streets into rivers. Flash flood warnings are in effect, and authorities urge everyone to stay alert for rapidly changing conditions. The Northeast will see 1 to 3 inches, with up to 5 inches in places like Long Island, falling on already saturated ground. This increases the risk of flooding, as the soil simply can't absorb more water. Low-lying neighborhoods and areas near rivers are especially vulnerable, and residents should be prepared to move to higher ground if necessary. Even smaller amounts can trigger urban and stream flooding, storm drains may back up, and small creeks can rise rapidly, threatening homes and businesses. It's important to monitor local alerts and be ready to act quickly if flooding develops in your area. Never drive through flooded roads. It's impossible to judge depth, and moving water can sweep cars away. Just a few inches of fast-moving water can knock a person off their feet, and a foot of water can carry away most vehicles. If you encounter a flooded roadway, turn around and find an alternate route. Your safety is not worth the risk. Secure outer items, and stay indoors during the worst conditions. Bring in patio furniture, trash cans, and anything else that could become a projectile in high winds. Board up windows if necessary, and make sure you have emergency supplies on hand, including flashlights, batteries, and enough food and water for several days. Stay alert for power outages and emergency updates. Keep your devices charged, listen to local news or weather radio, and follow instructions from authorities. By taking these precautions, you can help keep yourself and your loved ones safe as this dangerous nor'easter moves through the region. Now, let's turn our attention to the second major storm system that's currently sweeping across the country, making its way from the west coast all the way to the Great Plains. This system is shaping up to be a significant weather event, impacting millions of people across several states and bringing a dramatic shift in conditions. Fueled by a surge of Pacific moisture and the lingering remnants of Hurricane Priscilla, this powerful storm is unleashing heavy rain across the desert Southwest, while at the same time, blanketing the higher elevations of the Rockies with fresh snow. The contrast between the parched desert and the sudden downpour is striking, and the snow in the mountains is arriving earlier than usual for many areas. Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, and Colorado are all facing heightened flash flood risks. The ground in these regions is so dry and hard-packed from months of drought that it simply can't absorb the sudden influx of rain. As a result, water is running off quickly, filling washes and low-lying areas, and leading to dangerous flash flooding. Emergency crews are on high alert, and residents are being urged to avoid flooded roads and heed all warnings. In the northern Rockies, the rain is quickly transitioning to heavy, wet snow as colder air moves in. This is especially true in Montana and across the border into southern Canada, where several inches, if not more, are expected to accumulate. The snow is sticking to trees and power lines, creating a winter wonderland but also raising concerns about the weight of the snow and the potential for damage. For many communities, this is the first big snowstorm of the season, and it's coming with a punch. The heavy wet snow is already causing tree branches to snap and power lines to sag under the weight. Utility crews are preparing for possible outages, and residents are being reminded to have emergency supplies on hand in case the power goes out. Meanwhile, the Great Plains and Midwest are bracing for another threat: strong, gusty winds. These winds are expected to whip across the open plains, making travel especially hazardous for high-profile vehicles like trucks and RVs. Drivers are being warned to use extra caution, as sudden gusts could make it difficult to stay in your lane, or even keep your vehicle upright. While the winds in this region won't quite reach the extreme levels seen on the East Coast earlier this week, they'll still be strong enough to cause isolated power outages, blow debris onto roads, and create travel headaches. Emergency crews are already preparing to respond to downed trees and power lines, and residents should be ready for possible disruptions. Altogether, this storm is bringing a complex mix of hazards: torrential rain, powerful winds, and accumulating snow across a vast swath of the country. From the deserts of Arizona to the peaks of Montana and across the open plains, millions are feeling the effects of this dynamic weather system. It's a reminder of just how quickly conditions can change and how important it is to stay prepared. As this storm continues to move eastward, stay alert for rapidly changing conditions. Keep an eye on local forecasts, sign up for weather alerts, and be ready to adjust your plans if necessary. Your safety depends on staying informed and prepared as this powerful system moves through. Let's dig into the western storm's dangers. The desert southwest could see 1 to 3 inches of rain, months worth in just days, causing urban flooding and impassable roads. Phoenix may get up to 4 inches, while southern Arizona and New Mexico could see 4 to 8 inches, risking historic flash floods. Stay alert for warnings and be ready to move to higher ground. Northward Montana and southern Canada face heavy snow and possible blizzard conditions, with strong winds reducing visibility to near zero. Travel could become impossible, and some communities may be isolated. Even North Dakota could see early snow flurries. The Great Plains will experience wind gusts up to 60 mph, making driving dangerous and causing isolated outages. Farmers should watch for crop and equipment damage. Even without rain or snow, wind alone can be destructive. Take all warnings seriously. With 2 major storms, safety and preparedness are critical. Power outages are likely on the East Coast and Great Plains due to strong winds and saturated ground. Prepare a storm kit, flashlights, batteries, phone chargers, radio, food, and water for several days. If you rely on medical equipment, have a backup plan. Along the East Coast, expect high waves, storm surge, and significant coastal flooding, especially at high tide. Severe beach erosion and dangerous rip currents are likely. Stay away from beaches and heed all closures. Even after winds die down, the ocean remains hazardous. Stay indoors, listen to local alerts, and avoid unnecessary risks. Your safety comes first. What's next after these storms? The active weather pattern will continue for at least another week. Another major storm could form along the west coast by midweek, possibly bringing more severe weather to the plains. This setup could trigger damaging winds, hail, and even tornadoes. Temperatures will fluctuate, with cold air following storms and brief warm-ups ahead of them. The northeast and northwest will see shots of cold air, hinting at winter's approach. No major Arctic blasts or heat waves are expected, but unsettled weather will persist. Stay prepared for rapid changes. While we track these landstorms, hurricane season continues in the Atlantic. The good news: Tropical Storm Jerry is weakening and will head out to sea, posing no threat to land. However, Tropical Storm Karen has formed in the central Atlantic. It's too early to know Karen's path, but it currently poses no immediate threat. Another tropical wave is developing off Africa, but models keep it over open water for now. Hurricane season runs through November, so don't let your guard down. Warm ocean waters mean storms can still form in October. We'll keep you updated on any new threats. As we wrap up, remember, safety is the top priority. The nor'easter and western storm are both dangerous and demand respect. Listen to local officials and follow evacuation or shelter orders. Check on neighbors, especially those needing extra help. Don't take risks. Avoid flooded roads and stormy beaches. Have multiple ways to get weather alerts, like a weather radio or smartphone app. Stay informed and know when the worst weather will hit your area. We'll keep tracking these storms and bring you updates as conditions change. The active pattern will continue, so stay weather aware. Take care, stay safe, and look out for each other.